the high nutrient items first, like heart, liver, lungs, kidneys. They won't eat the intestines, or they might chew on the intestines a bit, but they will not eat the stomach content either. Sorry, just 1 second, I'm just trying to make sure what's going on. But the smaller bones and stuff they will eat. They will not eat horns or hooves or anything made out of keratin or the hair. So the waterbuck dropped down behind the dam wall. I can't see where the second one is. Can you, from a bit further behind, see the second one at all, Andrew?
It's a negative. I think maybe they would also drop down.
Such beautiful sleek bodies. Move back to see if I can see. It looks like this waterbuck have disappeared behind the dam wall. There's that 1,000-yard stare. I don't think any other animal perfects it as well as a male lion. Seems to stare straight through you. Might not even be looking at you, but it feels that way. Good morning, Sunrise. From our Sunrise. Sunrise would like to know whether the lionesses might vocalize to try to direct the young ones that are separated towards where they are. It is possible, and then again, maybe not. If those youngsters are struggling, lions can be quite unforgiving creatures, and they might have almost purposely left them. It's very difficult to, as I said, say, and we're just sort of speculating at the moment till we know a bit more. But yes, they might vocalize to let them know, but probably not on this emptier belly, while they're still quite hungry. But it is possible. The other thing is, if they do make a kill, I'm quite sure, though they are quite far away, those two youngsters, but they might hear the squabbling and fighting over the kill, and that would be their beacon. Oh, there's Inyala or bushbuck. I can't really see just yet. As well, coming up over the dam wall. It's a little bit difficult. Oh, there we go. She's out in the open now. Oh, behind a bush still, but looks like a little female bushbuck. Or could be a Scott, make your way, but make your way carefully. You're showing interest. So bushbuck and waterbuck on their way into the dam. Okay, copy out. There's a female bushbuck I can see at the moment, and then there were two waterbuck as well, which I've lost sight of. So I just got a message from Scott. Scott's going to come join us. He says there's a couple of buffalo bulls also on their way here. So hopefully we're in for a bit of action this morning. Hopefully flat cats turn into active cats. So for those of you wondering why we moved from where we were, the reason we did that is because quite often other animal species like the waterbuck or whatnot will look directly at us and then possibly spot the lions. So I just moved into a neutral area where FM, they were on the wall. Copy, thanks. So that's why we moved a little bit further back. So anything coming in is not immediately going to see us, and then in seeing us look at the lions. I can't see that little bushbuck anymore. But a bushbuck wouldn't make much of a meal for this many lions. So it's got that bushbuck somewhere in the quarry thickets to your right. Was moving sort of west along this southern edge of the dam. So that's good news from Scott. He said there's a buffalo about 150 meters away coming down the road. So we're going to keep both vehicles in this area now with the potential of some action happening. And Scott, confirm they're coming straight up Twin Dams. Copy. Yeah, if you want to reposition, go for it. I don't think. Hopefully they arrive quite quickly. We're both quite excited that we might get to see some action. We can. I'm just going to let him position himself on the wall first. Scott, just let me know when you're ready for link over. Okay guys, we're in a very exciting position. Scott and myself have both positioned ourselves in really great areas in case the lions do hunt the buffalo. So I know you've been listening to me go on and on and on all morning, so we're going to hand over to Scott for a little bit, but we will be both in this sighting. Hopefully we're able to catch the best from both angles. Enjoy it.
Good morning and welcome on board the Jigger. Myself and Brian have been having a very enjoyable morning and have yet to... Sorry, just to Brett and Alex getting a bit excited. I wasn't sure what was going on. So we've had an enjoyable morning but not hugely successful in finding any animals, and that's why you've spent the whole morning with Brent and the lion, and well done again to Brent and Andrew for finding the lion this morning. Now the good news is, and I can actually just see them coming into view now, there's two buffalo bulls, and I'm sure Brent let you know about that, and they've just come into view heading straight towards the dam. So things are going to get really interesting here, and let's just wait and see what happens. Brent, have you got visual of the buff? And they're behind a very thick bush, but Brian is pointing the camera in the direction of them. And Brian, I know we don't have a great angle, but maybe just, if you don't mind, showing them where the lion are in relation to the buffalo. So the lion are sleeping over there, and the buffalo are heading straight towards them. Or towards this waterhole, and we are bound to get some kind of an action out of this. It's very difficult for lion to take down buffalo successfully, so that's not guaranteed. but what we can assume is that these lions are certainly going to have a shot at catching these buffalo. What Brent and I have decided to do is to try and split up. So I'm going to wait on the dam wall. I'm kind of on one edge of the dam wall now, and Brent is where he's been the whole morning, I guess. And that way, if and when things do heat up and there may be quite a lot of running around and fast movements, at least we've got our bases covered in terms of being able to provide you different shots. So these are two big, old, wise buffalo bulls that have survived many a lion chase or many a lion attack, I'm almost certain. So remember that. They've got to this age for a reason, and it's not going to be the first time they come across lion. But there are only two of them here, and just two can protect one another. That's also something very important to remember. Oh, there's actually a third buffalo that I didn't see on our way here. There's just the two that I saw on the way here. And the lion, I'm going to see them any second now. There's quite a lot of vegetation between where the buffalo and the lion are. These buffalo are slowly now making their way down towards the edge of the water to drink and wallow. And this is going to be incredible to watch. Like I say, whatever happens, it doesn't necessarily have to be a kill, but it's just the excitement of the stalk and the knowing that we may have a battle between an apex predator and one of the hardest adversaries to bring down, the buffalo. The one lioness, as you can see, well done Brian, is certainly showing some interest in. What I'm going to do is reverse into a position now where we are going to hopefully have a better view. I'm so excited, I just stalled. One lioness is up. Okay. We're going to have a great view from here. They've just gone into the actual water. It's that tiny little island, but they're slowly mobile west. Well, this is a great shot, and you can see the lion in the background and the buffalo in the foreground, and what is going to happen next, I don't know. Something that the buffalo do have, and the advantages for the buffalo is that they can run off into this dam and stand in the middle of it and be completely safe. So provided they do that, they are going to be able to evade these lion. But in the same breath, the buffalo may get very excited and make a wrong move and run out onto the land as opposed to the refuge of the water. Come on, lions. The finish stations close to Vuyatila Dam, there's 3 buffalo bulls that have just arrived here. There's 2 stations, myself and Brent in the position. As you can see, the lion are in no rush to do anything, but they may just be assessing their options and working out what to do next. the fact that the two big Matimba males are here with them is a huge advantage, because they'll add a lot of strength, which is necessary for bringing down any potential prey, especially when it's prey this size. Brent, are the lion hungry, or what's their belly status? Okay, copy, thanks. Well, some things in nature you just can't explain, and this is one of them. As I'm sure a lot of you are aware, Brent has just told me that the lions are certainly hungry, especially the two big Matimba males, he says. So hard to understand what exactly they're waiting for, because there's a prime opportunity to feed themselves right here, but they don't appear to be interested. There's one lioness who seems to be showing a bit more initiative than the rest. She's beginning to hopefully lead the rest of the pride down to this waterhole. Excuse me. So you can see the one lioness there. Well, yawning is a good sign that they might be planning on getting up. Here comes the second. Now things are looking up. So now the second lioness is up, and possibly they just know that there's no rush here, and rather than rushing in, rather assess the situation. The buffalo have no idea they're there, and the lion are aware of that. I think once the lioness do start moving forward, the rest of the pride will feel almost left out and join in the action. We just need one or two of them to start leading the charge, and the rest will follow suit, I'm hoping. A great example why it is important to invest time with animals, even if they are asleep, because you never know what may stumble upon them while they are sleeping, and therefore cause them to up their game. They appear to be... Brent, what are they looking at there? They appear to be looking at a different animal now. Not in the direction of where these buffaloes are. Okay, copy. Is it following the kind of same path that these first ones did? Excuse me. Well, there's another buffalo on the way, and that's what's caused the lion to start looking further to the left of the screen, or it would be the lion's right. And I'm sure the next buffalo will also follow this exactly the same path down and join these three members here. But here comes one lioness, and she's slowly beginning to stalk forward. next buffalo will be coming into the frame shortly. Interestingly enough, probably the more buffalo that arrive, the less chance the lion have, as bizarre as that may sound. Buffaloes will defend other buffaloes that have been taken down by lion, and I've been in a situation where it was just 2 buffalo bulls. The pride of 9 lion managed to take down the 1 buffalo. They had it in a chokehold, and it was bellowing on the ground, 9 lion on top of it, and its companion came back. Its companion came back and chased the lion off it, and it ran away to live another day. Sorry, Brent? Yeah, the Nkuhumas are apparently good at taking them down, according to Craig. They've taken down a few on Torchwood, and that was without the Matimbas. Copy, I'm glad you agree. So Brent's just agreeing with me that it is strange behaviour, and he did ask me if I've ever seen them on a buffalo kill, and it's a good question from Brent, because some lions are not or haven't specialised in hunting buffalo as well as others may have. But according to Craig, one of the other guides in the area, I asked him this question the other day, and he said they certainly are formidable buffalo hunters, and that's even without having the 2 big males with them. So now the young male from the Nkuhumas is also up, and once this next buffalo gets onto the scene, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Excuse me. And now another lioness is poking her head up, so they certainly are getting more excited, and I'm sure their mouths are watering at the sight of all this meat. Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for, and what a beautiful sight this is. An absolutely beautiful sight. It might even be worth going behind them, so we've got the angle from both sides, I would say, for now. Well, I certainly didn't think we'd be watching lions hunt buffalo this morning, and things can only heat up from here. Brent is just going to reposition himself directly behind the lion, so that way we'll have both the angles covered from the lion's perspective and kind of from the buffalo's perspective. And then you can see Brent in the background. it wouldn't have been possible, Alex, for them to do that because there's bushes in the way. Now, as you can see, there's not as much planning as some people may credit line with. They haven't really split up. Some of them are still far back there, and it's just something to bear in mind. My theory is that lions have less calculated of an attack as people sometimes credit them with. But let's watch and wait and see what happens here. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, or either way, there are a few lionesses that are scattered a bit further back, but they certainly haven't approached as effectively as they could have. To loop around to the left of the screen. As you can see, the lioness that are furthest back, well, here's one that's doing it now. So that's great, and she's making some good headway. It's really looking just like one lioness and the sub-adult male. Now leading the charge. Got it, O'Brien, yeah, beautiful. But there's a big gap where these buffalo came in on that no lion has covered, and they could essentially all run out in that same direction. As you'll see, the big males are still waiting for who knows what to get involved. Oh, there's one big male that is up, but he just lay back down in the shade. So this is an example of how big males can be lazy, but where they will come in handy is if the pride do manage to latch onto one buffalo. Those males will come in and aid in the coup de grace and the dispatch of that buffalo. But I think until such point they're happy to sit tight and let the ladies and the young male do some work. Now, for those of you who have just joined, just to recap, this is the Nkuhuma Pride, and there's 5 members of that pride present here, with 2 big Matimba males, 2 dominant males from this area. So a total of 7 lions, I believe. More than enough to be able to take down buffalo, but in the same breath it is a very difficult business hunting buffalo. Either way, this is something that I have yet to experience since I've been on Safari Live, and I don't think we've been able to share footage quite like this with you just yet, so I hope you're all enjoying it, because this is phenomenal. Now, I was speaking about the lion needing to block off the same passage that the buffalo have entered on, and it appears that the lioness that just disappeared behind those green bushes is doing that, and that way she may chase these buffalo back up to the rest of the pride. But sadly, not many members of the pride are contributing to the hunt at this stage, and a lot of them are just sitting back and watching. can't see where that other lioness has gone, but as soon as I see her, I'll be sure to let Brian know, because I'm sure she's going to be in stealth mode, providing us with some great shots of her trying to sneak up on these buffalo. Negative, I just saw it disappear around the back of them, but can't see her now. Okay, copy. So Brent's just mentioned the same thing that I mentioned to you, and that is that this lioness that has crept around the one bush, not the one that's in shot, but good to see that she's getting involved now, finally. But the other one that crept around to the left of the screen behind that bush that Brian's showing you now will hopefully chase these animals back up towards Brent and the rest of the pride, and that is what Brent also did just mention to me. Copy that. So Andrew apparently, on the other vehicle, has just had a brief glimpse of the lioness, and she's apparently very close to that tree that you can see the lights. Oh no, that's a speaker. That's what the Nkuhuma waterhole camera is usually positioned, and it's a great pity that it's not in position today. Anyway, she's apparently very close to that tree. I can't see her, but Andrew did. Can you see her there? Huh?
In the background moving there.
Okay. It seems to be moving quite quickly there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a scrub there. I saw a scrub there running off. Yeah, we saw that. So the lioness got a little bit distracted by a scrub here, which is hard to believe because she's busy hunting buffalo. But she is now continuing. To loop around and hopefully cut the buffalo's escape route off. You might be wondering why the buffalo haven't detected or even seen these lying yet. Well, their eyesight isn't great, the buffalo, and considering of how low down they are, they're not going to have nearly as good a view as we have. We elevated up on a damn wall, looking down on this whole situation, whereas from their angle, with the long grass, they'll only probably be able to just see the tips of the heads or the ears of the lion, if that. So that is why they don't know that the lion are here. The wind is also in the lion's favor, blowing from us over the buffalo towards Brent and the lion is the general direction of the wind movements. They certainly would be able to notice lion if they had a clear line of sight though from this distance. So it's a combination of their bad angle and the fact that, look, their eyesight isn't great. But if they were standing on level ground, they would be able to notice the lion from this proximity. It's simply the lie of the land here that's aiding the lion. And there's now another lioness that's also showing a bit more intent, which is great. going to be a while before anything happens at this rate. And the lion know that buffalo are difficult animals to hunt, and that's why they haven't come charging in yet. Seems like a perfect opportunity, and yes it is, but it is also very difficult for lions to bring down buffalo, and that's why they're not rushing in. They'd rather wait for the situation to become more favorable for them, possibly for one buffalo to head out towards them before they rush in and blunder the opportunity. Brent, I'm wondering if you don't want to maybe drive around down towards that fallen down knobthorn tree, and that way you can maybe give that side angle that Alex speaks of. Okay, here's the one lioness behind it. We've got it behind the tree with where the waterhole camera is. She's just poking her head into the gap now, where the waterhole camera used to be. Left, left, more left, more left, in the gap. Perfect. Now, what will happen next? She's close to them now. The closer she gets, the more likely that they may get a sniff of her scent. Go ahead. Yeah, definitely. Brian's done a great job in showing you exactly what's ahead of this lioness, the closest of the lion to the buffalo at the moment. And like I say, it's not an easy task for a lion to take down buffalo, and you can tell by her actions here that she is cautious of them, and she's not going to rush in and do anything irrational. A move has to be made at some stage. Surely. This isn't going to end in a stalemate. Somebody's going to attack, and something's either going to get taken down or the buffalo are going to escape. But at some point in time, these lions are going to have to make a move, and I just wonder when that might be. And this will reaffirm my comment earlier that sometimes I feel that lions get more credit than they do for the way they may plan or coordinate hunting. Because as you can see, there's several members that are not even involved but if they all did band together, increase their chances greatly. And in the lion's defense, I guess, there may be some youngsters that are less versed or less experienced with hunting, and that is a contributing factor. And another example is this lioness that you can see closest to the buffalo now. While she was getting into position, a tiny little scrub hare ran off in front of her, and she chased after that, which shows that she wasn't as focused as she needed to be on the task at hand. Something to also bear in mind is that these buffalo are probably not going to move until this afternoon. They'll move huge distances. They all likely will relax here for the rest of the day. So if the lion are waiting for the buffalo to move, we're in for a long wait. There's more buffalo arriving from behind my vehicle, adding to the action, and I'm guessing Alex could be switching between the shots now, so could well have an image of that. And there's one lioness now, another one, who's eventually got her act together, and is also beginning to stalk down towards the dam. So things are slowly panning out, and the lion are eventually kind of getting their act together. It's an example, this, of how you can drive past a setting that seems so peaceful and tranquil and have no idea that there are predators lurking just meters away from their prey that appear to be completely relaxed and at ease, as they are. And it's an important lesson to learn when you're driving around and you see a relaxed herd of impala. You immediately assume that there's no predators nearby, but that's not always the case, as you can tell from this setting. for this buffalo to spend a long time here. May be wrong, and I hope they are, because if they head off it would make life easier for the lions. But as long as they're on the edge of this water, it's going to be a difficult maneuver for the lions to pull off. Brent's just given us an update that 2 more lionesses are heading into these dark green thickets where the one is lying up, so they are slowly joining forces. One of the buffalo have now moved across onto our side of the dam, possibly to greet the 2 newcomers behind us. So now the buffalo have split into 2 groups of 3 essentially, one on one side of the dam and one on the other. problem that the lion are now facing is that the water is a place of refuge for the buffalo, kind of a no-go zone for the lion, technically speaking. So that is why, even though the lion is so close to the buffalo, they aren't charging in, because they probably are aware that the buffalo will just run into the water and seek refuge there. So I think they're waiting for them to kind of make their way out of the water, and that way the lion can try and get them down on land and chase them onto an area with less water available for them to take cover in. I can't help but feel that when something does happen, which surely at some point the lions will have a go at these buffalo. I'm guessing the buffalo are probably just going to run into the water, like I say. Maybe I'm wrong, but it could all diffuse quite quickly. Brent, are any of the lion looking proactive where you are? Yeah, just very close to the spotlight and that stability. Okay, copy. Well, the two buffalo that are on the other side of the dam now, Brian, they may well try and cross over and join up with these buffalo from the other side. Join up with the other buffalo. Now, if these other buffalo do continue around the dam, that is going to present another opportunity for the lions. So that's also something to bear in mind. It's not just the three buffalo here now that are a possibility. It's also those two that are heading around the opposite side. Yeah, good idea. Well, folks, let's switch across to Brent and get some thoughts from his perspective on what he thinks might happen here. But, yeah, over to Brent and we'll catch up with you a little bit shortly.
Welcome back, guys. Andrew and I are on the opposite side of the dam to Scott. We're really hoping that there would be a bit more action. I mean, you can see this lioness has come close. She's probably about 40 meters from where the buffalo. And if you go to the edge of the quarries there, you can see, I think just there's another lioness, and if we pan down, she's probably the closest to the buffalo at the moment. And you'll catch Scott in the background. He's on the other side of the dam. And there's another lioness that's somewhere in these quarry thickets that we can't see. And then the young male is just up to our right. And then, okay, come on to the lioness. She's just made a slight move. Let's go a little bit wider in case she decides to bolt for the buff. Okay, well, that's the most positive movement we've had for a while. The two males and two other lionesses are just sleeping. Are sleeping in the tree behind, well away from the action. It's quite difficult to say what they're thinking at the moment. It's possible that they're waiting for the buffalo to sort of maybe possibly roll or present itself in a sort of disadvantaged position. Maybe even wander straight into them. This is very strange behavior. I mean, they are hungry, and especially the two adult Matimbas are hungry. Maybe they're being cautious. Maybe they've had a bad experience with buffalo in the last couple of days that we don't know about. But I asked Scott earlier, apparently they are quite prominent buffalo hunters, the Nkuhumas. Maybe they're just waiting for one to sort of see, there we go. Lynn, morning, welcome on Drive with us. Lynn wants to know, is it possible that they might not attack them because they're in the water? I don't think so, Lynn. They're in very shallow water. I think it's, just judging from behavior, I can't see. Can you still see that other lioness? Yes.
Just went a little bit lower.
It could be they might be waiting for one to sort of separate itself from the others, making it a slightly easier target and less risk for them. If they grab them and the other males are close by, they might come to the defense. But it is unusual. I expected those two males to definitely get involved, but they have shown almost zero interest. They've lifted their head occasionally. Maybe the reason that they are such good buffalo hunters is that they're patient and they wait for the right moment. Slide forward a little bit, just in case. Can you get a visual of her there?
Not.
I think I can just make out her head through the grass. Yeah, I got her. Just make out her ears every now and then. She's probably less than 20 meters from the buffalo now.